Greetings YouTube, Fuzz here, welcome back to Final Fantasy XII. We're going to be seeing what's going on here at Mount Ber-Omisace, where we saw some smoke and Imperial action at the end of the last episode. If you enjoy watching, don't forget to hit the like button and be subscribed to my YouTube channel. Okay, so picking up exactly where we left off previously, I told you to make sure you stock up on the new goods that are available at the travelling merchants in this area, not forgetting to pick up Bio as well, because that's a good black magic spell which has now become available for purchase. And I've just gone ahead at the end of the last episode and farmed a few license points, not a lot but enough to get Varn set up with both the Esper Mateus, since he's the knight and Mateus is best given to a knight, and the reason for that is it then gives them access to White Magic 6 and White Magic 7, and as you can see, I've taught those both to Varn immediately and set his gambits up for some emergency curing in order to help out our healer. Although his health levels on the gambits are less because I only want him as a backup healer, but we've got some cutscenes now, so I'll be quiet. Well, okay, perhaps not the biggest cutscene in the world. Just slow this back down. I usually speed it up a little bit when I'm going through the trials just to farm LP. But back in game, it's just too hard to control everything at 4x speed. So we're heading towards the temple, and that's where the main set of cutscenes is going to take place. So obviously it's just a linear path, and we have been there before. So I'd be surprised if you get lost, but I will show you the path anyhow. Let's just slow things down a little bit.
Our vagrant princess. Swift has your lust for revenge led you to the Sword of Kings. You will surrender it to me. Too late, and to their sorrow do those who misplace their trust in gods learn their fate.
There it is again. Fran, I don't like the look of that.
This mist. He holds a stone. It controls him as it did Mjern.
No, the power of manufactured nethicite is the power of man. A weapon forged by his wisdom who would challenge the gods themselves. A fitting blade for a true dynast king. Wraithwall did but pretend the title, a cur begging nethicite scraps from his master's table. Hark! Evilise hails her true dynast king, Vain Solidor. He shall defy the will of the gods and see the reins of history back in the hands of man. His time is nigh! The new Evilise holds no place for the name Dalmasca. The stain of Wraithwall's blood shall be washed clean from history's weave.
Right, the first thing we're going to do, actually, is get rid of Varn and bring Penelo in. The reason being is I don't want to use Varn's mist charges when we do our quickening opening, which is becoming standard practice now on bosses, because I want to see the new Esper that we've just learned. So, since we've learned that on Varn, I need to keep his mist charges charged. And we're going to open our quickening chain with Balthea, Ash and Penelo. So we need to try and bring these all together if possible. And it is possible, because we want to be able to damage everything with a single quickening chain. Although by the looks of it, we're going to kill these ads before we even get a chance to use it. So, looks like we're about to get started here. Going to go ahead and mist, quickening, fires of war, and we'll select the middle one. So we can get everything in the AoE. Try and get a nice chain going. I didn't really need to use a mist charge there, but I wanted to start with a smaller amount of mist usage.
Here goes.
Oops. that was the wrong button. I don't think we're going to get a big chain here because I was too far away from the screen and I wasn't concentrating. Let's try and do something better here. So Penello's got 1 charge. And the top character, is that Balthea or Ash has 3?
I got it.
Balthea. So he's got 2 left. Ash has used all of hers. Or Penello has. One of them has. I know by the order on the screen rather than anything else.
My regards.
Gonna have to hope some mischarges soon.
My regards.
About now would be helpful.
I got it.
Hopefully we'll get some damage done with this.
No holding back.
So Penello will be at it again now while we're choosing somebody else if we get time to. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying we didn't. Right, so if the judge has a lot of health left after this, we're going to summon the Esper. If not, we'll probably just finish him off anyway. Cataclysm. Oh yes, that's good then. So the ads are dead. What we're going to do is bring Varn back in. And we'll see what this new Esper's about, shall we? We could even go for another quickening chain, you know, now. Even though Varn's the only one with mist charges, we can actually recharge the other party members' mists through the actual chain itself. But I do want to see the Esper. So we'll go ahead and summon. And we'll go ahead and have a go at controlling them, since it's something we can do now. And wow, this Esper's bigger than I remember from the battle. So what have we got? We've got Cura, Blizzarar, and then under Technics we've got Flash Freeze and Frost Wave. So let's go for Flash Freeze. In fact, now that we know the abilities, we can head back to Varn, I think. Okay, pretty awesome looking. And the good thing is, the Esper should take most of these hits. And Varn is also set up as a healer now as well. See, he can do a nice Curagar. Look at that. And Espers, don't forget, now last 4.5 minutes in battle, lest they die, of course, or the party leader dies. And in the old Final Fantasy XII, they only lasted 90 seconds, and you couldn't control them either. So they've undergone a massive improvement in the Zodiac Age. Get a trophy. And you can also steal, I did forget, but you can steal from that guy if you need to. I think he's got a gem of some kind. No, not a gem, a ring, a ruby ring.
He set his very bones about with manufactured nethersite. The Grand Kiltius?
Wait, what about Larsa?
Gone, spirited away by Judge Bergan.
You okay?
So he was here. As for our young lordling, he went along. To avoid trouble, you see, but Judge Bergan had other ideas. He flew into a rage, and I was left to fend for myself. Please, Princess, you must permit me to take you back with me to Rosaria.
So that you can protect me?
I would lay down my life at a single word to be sure, but I harbor no mongering delusions of valiant grandeur. Vayne has our war pavilion jumping at shadows. They favor a preemptive strike, but you will convince them otherwise. You will see that they do not start this war.
This I cannot do. Forgive me, but my errand here is not yet done. I must wield the Sword of Kings, and with it bring an end to the Dusk Shard.
This stone, do you even know what it is?
I can venture a guess. The Draclaw Laboratory in Arkades. The Empire's weapons research begins and ends there. How soon do we leave?
At once. As for matters in Rosaria, I bid you luck.
So you would leave each to fend for his own. Let us hope that you are not disappointed. Ah, that's right. Larsa left a message. The differences between our two lands will fade before the shared dream of men. My leave, I take.
How do you propose we reach Arkades? Arcadia's borders will be well guarded for fear of Rosarian invasion. We dare not approach by air.
And their navy will see that the coast is watched as well. No, we go afoot. We'll cross into Arcadia in the Salika Wood. We can reach the wood any number of ways, but the easiest is to head north from Nalbina.
There is a hunter's camp just beyond the Salika Wood. The camp sits within Arcadia's borders, so Imperial patrols there should be sparse.
Getting that far should be half the fun. Let's be sure we go prepared.
Okay, so we've got our next destination in order now, which ultimately is the Draclaw Laboratory. But as you could tell from that cutscene, it's a bit of a mission away. So we first of all need to make our way over to the Nabina Fortress, at which point most of the journey will be done. But before we do anything else, there's somebody we can speak to around here. This acolyte. It's very, very important you speak to this acolyte because he gives you the Stone of the Condemner. And what this is going to allow us to do is undertake an optional quest, and it is optional, but it ends up with a new Esper. So it's an Esper you don't get as part of the story, but it's an Esper you're going to want to get because, well, it's an Esper and we want to get them. So don't forget to talk to this acolyte before you do anything else. And then at this point we're going to head all the way back to the teleport crystal. And I have been to the Nabina Fortress, but I cannot for the life of me remember if I activated the save crystal there or not. So we might be able to teleport there. If not, we'll have to head to Rabanasta and get there on foot. But the first thing we need to do is check which option we're going to have to take. So that optional Esper, by the way, is recommended that you go for it about level 35 minimum, but maybe we can give it a try before because, you know, we have spent quite a lot of license points and whatnot. No, we're going to have to get there on foot, unfortunately, but at least I can show you the route for that as well. So that's it for today then, folks. We're going to pick up next time, and please do come back and join me. If you've enjoyed watching, don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you soon for more Final Fantasy XII. I look forward to it.